Sean Murray says he doesn't care how much money No Man's Sky could have made through paid DLCs. The game's updates will stay free. Murray says he doesn't want to even know how much money Hello Games might have made from paid We've actually got a lot to talk about this week. Instead of the usual of drivelling on for ages, we're going to get straight into it this week and going to discuss everything that's gone off over the week. And honestly, I've got a few good bits. As you can see straight away, No Man's Sky is celebrating 10 years. Which, just amazing. It was Sean who posted this on his Twitter. And I saw the entire trailer. I wanted to watch this with you, Will, just to really push the point of how much the guy hates money. Cool. It's only a short video, so it's not much to go through, but I just feel like this needs to be shown. We're only 4 years in, and there's been all that content so far. Half of the 10 years.
VR?
Yeah, they had a VR spot. That was 2 years back. They added shipbuilding most recently, and that looks so fun. Now, we all thought this is saying, like, this is the end of where No Man's Sky is, and understandably so, if that would be the case. No.
Seems like it.
No, not in the fucking slightest. The journey continues. And the reason it was so important for me to show that is because this is the comparison. This is how much content they've delivered since the original issues of the release. But it's a fucked up term. And the insane thing is, there was a part, I don't remember whether it was on this page or whether it was in the tweet, but he basically said, we do not want to charge people because then people wouldn't be able to jump in and access these things with their friends. They'd be limited. And it's like, what a fucking guy. But it just impressed me so much with the way he was looking at things, the way he wanted to do it. It's like, yes, fucking hell yes, dude.
It's also look at some games, so the amount that they end up charging.
Oh yeah.
When you add in all the DLCs, we're not even talking microtransactions that it might have, just DLCs.
Yeah.
Like it just ruins a game because you look at like an overall price tag and you're suddenly looking at hundreds and hundreds.
Exactly. This is it here. Sean Murray says he doesn't care how much money No Man's Sky could have made through paid DLCs. The game's updates will stay free. Murray says he doesn't want to even know how much money Hello Games might have made from paid content. I never want to see that PowerPoint. The team enjoys knowing that every player will experience the new updates. Every player that we have is going to experience this. Murray also says keeping updates free allows Hello Games to build on previous features without splitting the player base. That doesn't work if you're fragmenting your audience.
It's right though. You know, you see a DLC come out and you're sitting there and you're debating with yourself, like, is it worth getting this DLC? Because from just the trailer, I don't know if I'm going to like it. Exactly. You can't just go in and see if you like the new content. You have to spend money on it. And because it's a DLC, it's not considered separately. So once you purchase it, you can't refund it because you have over 2 hours of playtime on the game itself. the DLC isn't considered separately.
No,
so it's a gamble, you know. If you don't enjoy it, then you just waste that money. And let's be honest, most games don't do cheap DLCs.
No,
you're talking at least a tenner for DLCs, and a lot of them go higher.
Yeah, 100%. It's absolutely insane. But this meme started going round underneath all his posts at the moment, and I feel it's genuinely a little accurate with how he acts. Just that it's the free update time, and then someone shouting out to him, "Hey, Sean Murray, I hope you've learned to forgive yourself," and him just turning away. It's like, no, not yet, not quite yet. And I think he'll always be that way. And I'm just so impressed with them and how they're doing, everything that they've done for it. And he says here, 10 years, 10. So many emotions, you guys, but mostly thank you. It's free update time. No, Sean, no, I have money. There's been some good memes.
Honestly, we should be embracing that more so other companies start doing it.
Damn right we should. Because
it's just a joke, the amount of money you see that you have to sink into a game now. Just to like get access to all the content.
Yeah. I mean,
and lest we forget that most of these games with these DLCs that total up to way over the price of the game itself, the game itself is unfinished.
Yeah. I'll say this.
Wild.
I'll say this now. We know Hello Games are now working on a new game called Light No Fire. And it's based on the No Man's Sky engine, but it's a more medieval-esque game. And you're not going to multiple worlds, you're going to stay on one world. And they are making it multiple times the size of Earth, I think it was. Which is ludicrous to think. However, they've been working on it now for 8 years. After their mistake with with No Man's Sky, do you think they're going to have another issue like that? I don't see it. I don't see it personally. I think they're going to turn around and make something that's going to be very fucking interesting. And I am very hyped to see what they pull off next time for their next game. And I think they have shown enough care and love that they deserve a chance when this new game drops. And without a doubt, I can't see anyone disagreeing on that fact. They're doing so well, and it's amazing to see, even after 10 years of free updates, they're still continuing. Power to them. Fair play.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's not like there's a shortage of new people getting into video games and browsing games and going down to store pages and stuff, so it's not like they're not going to get new players. The game that's been going on as long as that probably still has a ton of players.
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
People are going to find out about it. So it's not like it's a dead end they're running into.
Oh, no.
They're doing these updates for nothing, just to keep the current player base playing. There's still new players. They're still making money off of just the purchases of the normal game.
Okay, if this is anything to go by,
which helps keeping the DLCs free.
Whenever there's a major update, they seem to get a massive bulk of players. You're talking 50 to 100,000 players. Not always that.
With 99.9% of games, there's only so much you can play of it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when there's there's an X amount of things you can do. And even if those X amount of things take a very long time to get through all of, you can eventually reach it. So you got older people around our age even, that might have done most of everything that they wanted to do, but then an update comes out, so they're going to be like, oh, well, I'm obviously going to go back and check that out after putting so much time into the game.
100%.
So between still new players finding the game, then all the older players coming back anytime there's a big update.
Yeah, and then there's the console footing of the game. There's probably tons of people, probably about 100,000 players a day, roughly, I'd argue. And fucking good on them. Genuinely good on them. I'm so happy for them. And I bet that team is feeling amazing. And the fact that, once again, they took the criticism, put everything down into notes, and then Sean Murray didn't let anyone else in his team look at those notes. He went through every single one and went, this is actual criticism, this is just insults. Separated them all, and then handed the criticism that could be turned into useful data to his team to work on.
Yeah.
That is a leader. That is someone who knows how to lead his team to a result that they're after. Instead of a CEO who stands there, doesn't take any criticism, and goes, no, the path we're on is the best path there is. Take after this, man.
They just point blankly at what they think is best when they don't know nothing about a game.
Exactly.
Or the gaming industry.
And he,
they just
on the
decide
other hand,
what I say goes, and that's that.
Yeah. Whereas on the other hand, he took all the brunt of the negativity and went through it himself manually, so that the rest of his team didn't have to suffer it. That's just the mark of a leader, and power to him. I'm genuinely impressed. So, moving on from No Man's Sky, we have another company that I'm very interested about at the moment, which is WARDOGS Bulkhead. And they released a trailer recently called 10 Reasons Not to Buy WARDOGS. So, this is 15 minutes long, so we will stop it and pause where we need to. But I think this is going to be a very interesting one to go through, because when do
I'm
you
not sure
ever
what I've
see...
been signed up for.
When do you ever see a developer give reasons not to buy their game?
God damn it, Joe. Give us the release date.
Oh, I think I remember watching the trailer for this game.
Yeah. So I played some early access.
No specific date yet.
And I was very happy.
So I'm guessing it's going to be soon.
But everyone was begging for the release date.
They didn't put a release date because they actually plan on releasing it really soon.
And the announced release date is the 10th of September. Yeah.
Can they delay it by one day?
That's it, it's now official. WARDOGS is releasing into Steam Early Access next month, on the 10th of September.
Cool.
Steam pre-orders for WARDOGS are live right now.
They are. Bit pricey,
will guarantee you access into our upcoming closure.
Much was I
expected.
couldn't hear.
They've not announced it yet in this trailer, but it's about £35, I think.
In the game to
I suppose it's not terrible, depending on how the community goes and if the game holds people.
Yeah, exactly.
So for context,
and they don't pull a Battlefield and remove a bunch of game modes.
Also, I'm very interested about what this map shows. I'm pretty sure it shows player data of where players usually go from different teams, which is interesting.
It gets out of control. We want to do something most AAA marketing teams would tell their dev teams to never do. Give you 10 legitimate reasons why you should not buy WARDOGS.
And even to me, when I saw this video, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I must admit, like, it seems like a shooting yourself in the foot situation, but it may pay off.
Yeah, but that's kind of strange. Like, there'd be some, like, say they give a reason, there's a bug that they haven't fixed yet, or just a mechanic, and that's something you really don't like, and they're, like, really putting that in the spotlight now. It's going to make you think again about it, like, that's concerning even more now than before.
No,
maybe
exactly.
it's just a small mechanic, and now they're making it a bigger thing. It might put you off completely.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what they say.
Reason number one,
I guess,
is the lack of content. Launch into early access next month. We'll be focusing on bug fixes, keeping the devs on hand to react to major feedback points, and a new map. But beyond that,
I mean, that's basically just telling people, hey guys, we're a smaller team. Things aren't going to get churned out like a fucking at Rockstar with hundreds of people.
Which is understandable.
It's not like things there get churned out either.
No. But it's completely understandable, to be fair.
Yeah. Update the game regularly, but the focus will be on balancing and fixing issues, just as early access was intended for. We want to make sure your expectations are set.
This feels like kind of a given.
You shouldn't expect monthly map updates.
Rather than a reason to not buy the game or anything like.
Do you know what's funny
if you
about
have
that?
2 brain cells, you can understand.
But that's the thing. To us, it makes sense. To us, it's logical. To a lot of people, it's like, Well, most early access games don't do that. That's because most people use early access.
To be honest, to be honest though, it's becoming more and more of a common thing.
Yeah,
but
it's
they
good.
just don't use early access for most of the games though.
Yeah,
vehicles being added.
But it's normal to not get an update every day of your life, you know?
Oh, no.
And as a result, we're going to price it accordingly.
So,
WARDOGS is not cheap to make, and at full release, WARDOGS will cost $59.99. Just refund it. We see this stair-stepped pricing approach as being the fairest method to reward the players who brought into WARDOGS early, whilst also delivering a financial boost to the game later in its development.
What do you think of that?
I think they're completely backwards with that.
How so?
Normally you'd see it the other way around, you know? You'd release. I get where they're going with it. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's
logical.
logical.
At the same time, you're driving future customers away because the game used to be $20 cheaper.
It definitely could do it that way.
I understand their thinking about it, but I just don't think people are going to see it the same way. They're going to be like, $60 now?
Well, that's
it
the
used
thing.
to be 40.
It could go either way. It's a reward, yes, for people who bought early, which that's nice. Always good to see. We like it. I like their understanding, and I do understand the reason behind it. It's not a bad way of thinking, and I do get it. However, as you said, clearly people are going to think the way that we all think. But it was cheaper earlier.
I hate $40, given that it's a smaller team and things aren't going to be coming as fast.
Yeah.
I think it's a good price tag just to have in general. This is where they're going to have the most noise about their game being made. Because it's going into early access. People aren't going to have to wait for the chance to get into a closed beta or anything. This is it. You can buy the game, you can get in, and this is when there's going to be the most people on the game.
Yeah.
And the game is going to be at its funnest because, let's be honest, as we know, as the game is out for longer, there's going to be metas that are going to be found. There's going to be something that is just the easiest to run or the best to run. It may get nerfed. It could probably take months for it to get nerfed. And as the same weapon combo, say, gets used more and more, other people are going to get sick and tired of it. They're going to start leaving. Then people are going to see later down the line in years to come when the game's more developed, they're going to see a $60 price tag. They're already going to be questioning it. They're going to get in. They're going to be fighting the same gun, people playing the exact same way, not doing maybe, say, the main objective or something because they just want the kills. And they're going to be like, oh, this is shit. And they're going to refund it because it's already too much money and they're not having a good time because
I get that.
They've missed out on the hype of the game at its earliest point.
That definitely can happen. There is also the other possibility. As more features get added, if there is like a massive uproar of, oh, this is actually so much better at that point, and all the fucking streamers come back and things like that, that could also boost it. Might not do it to the same amount, but it could boost it quite a bit. So that could also help in that manner, but it depends on how things go. It's impossible.
It just feels like they're banking on a lot. With the way they're going about it.
No, I definitely get that.
They're hoping that the game is going to keep popularity as time goes on.
Well, if you remember the first trailer, their only prediction and basically guess for how many players they want, roughly a month, is 3,000. That was their initial predictions. 3,000 players a month. If they got that, they were pretty happy.
As we seek to continue to add value to the game.
It's interesting.
If the price feels too high for an early access game, please don't buy it yet. Wait until the game has more of what you want and consider it then.
But then is that a higher price tag?
Yeah. Or it will go down on sale, but it'll be after, because as we all know, everyone uses Steam sales. It happens.
It's interesting. This is something completely normal, but those players will fall away over the next coming months. Player numbers will drop
That's what you said.
And join an active community whilst we're free to keep building upon the WARDOGS foundation toward the larger 1.0 release.
You know that
game as big as that, though, 3,000 to 5,000 players isn't going to keep your game alive.
It'll keep the servers going. It'll keep people that are new able to join. But yeah, you are right.
That's the thing, though. if it's that small of a number, because for a game this big with 100-player lobbies, that's a small amount of people. Like you're talking 40 lobbies on average. People are going to be versing each other consistently. You're going to start recognizing names. You're going to recognize the name of a guy who plays like a so-and-so, and it really annoys you, and you're going to get sick and tired of it, and you're just going to leave. So if you drop to that low of a number in a game like this, those numbers will continue to drop.
Yeah, it definitely can happen.
A game like this relies on large numbers. Like, if we look at Battlefield 6, that's the most recent one, isn't it? Battlefield 6?
Maybe. I don't keep up with them anymore.
But if I check it, it is still at 60,000 players, 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's going between it drops to 20k, and that's at 7 a.m. on a Friday.
You know what?
Basically, very early hours. At 7 a.m. is when it's always at like 20k, just over 20k. And then you get to like evening hours, and it's anywhere from 50,000 to 70,000.
You know what's kind of sad as well? I played the Battlefield 6 beta. I played this closed beta. And the embargo's now gone, so I can talk about it. But out of the two, what I'd choose, WARDOGS. Definitely, without a doubt. The mechanics felt much better. Everything about it just felt fantastic.
The worry about it, though, right, is Battlefield has their name behind them.
That's the problem.
And it's still dropping to 20k. Now, yes, that's early hours of any day. Yeah. And then it's going back up to 50, 60,000 in the evening. Yeah. But they have their whole name and their entire franchise behind them. Yep. So it makes it so much more difficult for a game that, let's be honest, is like Battlefield.
Yeah.
In what they're doing, you know, they've obviously got things different, like the inventory system and the equipment you can roll.
Yeah.
As a whole, it's massive map, two giant teams.
3.
And 3 in their case, yeah. And they it's an FFA essentially, you know, between the 3 teams.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many people that probably won't go for the objective, because you got people. You'll have YouTubers and streamers that are just going to be going for massive kill counts, because that's the best way to get a video, let's be honest, for in a game like this. Then you've got people who think they're YouTubers and streamers that are just going to be running around the edge of the map trying to snipe people.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, less and less people will be playing the objective.
Unfortunately, if they do that, they're going to lose out on a lot. This is a game that pretty much, it doesn't just reward kills, it rewards everything you do, and to level up.
I know that, but it's not going to take people long to get the max level. And then in a game like this, you're going to get bored of just sitting on the objective and killing the 1 or 2 people that run in. You're going to want to start running deep into enemy territory, as deep as the game will let you, and try and get as many kills as possible, because that's how these games usually go.
Yeah, no, I get that. That does make sense, to be fair. Would you say has merit, sir?
It's just, it's fully dependent on the community.
Yeah.
How it all goes.
If they pull a good community together, I think it's very doable. However, we've seen other hopefuls in the past.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact it can go either way at any point, and no one has control over that. And it's unfortunate, really. But let's continue on. Monetize.
He's just have like a cool game mechanic or something really fun. Okay.
Poor guy.
And number 3, we will never allow you to purchase camos. Camos should show a player's status, not how much money they have. I think.
Now, my question is, that locks down a lot of things that you can monetize on. So what do you plan to monetize?
Yeah. How are they going to go about it?
Yeah. They clearly have an idea for monetization. However, I'm not sure what this idea is. It's good to see that they've basically got strict rules that they're not going to monetize certain things. That's good. And that's good that they're keeping basically locked down to that.
It's very common these days to make money off of more than just game sales.
Yeah, exactly. However, we need to know what roughly the idea is.
Little bird skin and a couple of bobbleheads. It also includes a tag on the scoreboard for players who want to show off their support in-game.
Okay.
However,
normal.
It might seem strange to be talking about monetization that's years down the line, but we want you to be able to buy in knowing what you're buying into long term.
Okay. I get it. It's good to know that in the long term, if this comes up, it's been brought up and mentioned. Still curious though what the plan is.
Yeah, they're being quite vague about what they're gonna do. They're telling us what they're not gonna do.
But that's the big question. And it's nice to know it's like a long distance off, and it's something they're thinking about for when the game's sales no longer cover. That's nice to know. I'm quite happy about that because it means, when I buy it day one, you're not just suddenly going to add monetization. You know what I mean? But, yeah.
I doubt it's never going to happen.
Oh, no, exactly. It's definitely going to come.
Many years post 1.0 release. The WARDOGS intellectual property is owned solely by Bulkhead, the developer. We have control of the future of WARDOGS.
I kind of get that.
If you're buying WARDOGS for the next breakthrough in video game graphics,
that was the way it goes, but that's not how it goes.
If you're expecting the
not typically, so we'll just have to see.
Shooter,
you don't make a product to break even.
No,
you make a product because you're trying to make money.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I guarantee you, in the case of sorry, what's it called here? In the case of we're going to reinvest the profit. Yeah, that'll be after you've paid everyone out, given everyone the bonuses, all that stuff. It's part of operational costs, I get, so that's probably the way it'll go.
Or Valorant, you're also in the wrong place. We've done a lot of work to make UE5 FPS ready over a range of hardware, but if you're expecting...
I still love that they have a low-spec machine, and it's just got a 1660 in it. Just sat there, i5 8600 with an 1660
to play native.
That's the thing, though.
204.
We've talked about this before, and you can't trust that just because it runs on a 1660, it'll run good on newer cards that are like low tier. Because the 1660 is from so long ago that it's not got a lot of stuff that GPUs nowadays would run, like certain effects and stuff, like ray tracing, for example. And a lot of the time, ray tracing is what fucking shits on your GPU.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this card can run ray tracing. Run it is pushing your luck. It can display it. Run it not so much.
It can be grazed.
Whereas like the 1660, literally doesn't have the capability to do it, so it doesn't. So it doesn't really show as well.
No,
we've achieved with WARDOGS is actually pretty good considering the scale and the ambition of the title, and our alpha testers have also shared that same opinion. If you have pre-order the game, join in the beta, and if you don't get the performance you're looking for, or it doesn't live up to the hype, just refund the game. No hard feelings.
It takes a lot more than 2 hours though to get a good feel of how a game's going to run.
Basically, they're doing this thing to give people more than 2 hours to be able to test and still be able to refund. So basically, if you pre-order now, you will get put into their early access. It's a closed beta. And basically, you get into that, guaranteed. And then you can test it as much as you want. And if you're not happy at the end of that test, you can refund it. Because it's not WARDOGS that you're actually playing. It's something else. It's like WARDOGS playtest. So you can refund WARDOGS without being impacted because your playtime doesn't count. So that's how they've got around without people having to be limited to Steam's 2 hour playtime limit. Which is good, actually. I'm really impressed by that. It was a good idea.
Times as the priorities of our development timeline shift. We know early access has earned a bad reputation because many games forever remain in their unfinished state with no plan to ever release. WARDOGS has a plan and will reach full release roughly 24 months after launching into early access in September. Reaching 1.0 isn't just important for us financially, it's about delivering our full vision for the game and launching on multiple platforms to even more players.
That's great and all.
Yep.
But the backlash you get if in exactly 24 months' time you've not released,
yeah,
the longer it goes on and the more delays you give, the worse people are gonna be towards you in your game.
100%.
They will not hold back, and then that whole keeping a player count, say goodbye to it.
Yeah. You need to be pretty adamant of your timeline, and you need to make sure that the community you've fostered is pretty understanding, to be brutally honest. Number 7, we made Battalion 1944. This will be interesting.
What?
It's a game.
Started and created a back-to-basics 5v5 World War II shooter called Battalion 1944. I think as much as we wanted Battalion to succeed...
Reminds me of World at War, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
...to 200 daily players, our publisher relationships kind of broke down, and the console version was held in limbo by lawyers, and we'd burned through our profits supporting the game. So when we went dark on communication, it was way darker than we should have.
That right there is Wayne, right?
Yeah.
He just said that they burnt through their profits supporting the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you were using your profits, not breaking even. You were putting extra in.
Yeah.
For that game, but here you're just wanting to break even.
Yeah. No, definitely. Listen.
And truthfully, refunding every Kickstarter backer who helped us bring Battalion to life in the first place. And it's these lessons and scars from Battalion that WARDOGS has been built upon.
Get the +5 after you kill someone, so much like World at War, dude.
Oh yeah, massively. I will give them their dues on that one. At least they refunded everyone who bought Battalion, who kickstarted Battalion. Like, that's good to see.
That is impressive.
Yeah, like I'll give them their dues. The fact that they actually made the studio survive and then went down the line and went, right, we've saved up enough. We'll pay you all back. We are so sorry for this. Fair enough. Fair play to you guys for doing that, and that is good to see.
At the same time, though,
yeah,
if you're donating to Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You're not expecting that money back.
No, you expect, depending on what tier you're in, you're expecting like the game to be given to you, stuff like that. And if I suppose it's a failed product, then you feel like you've missed, you've lost out.
But that's kind of it, though.
Yeah, it's a risk.
That can happen. You kind of you go in. You should be going in knowing that there's a chance this is gonna crash and burn.
Yeah.
That's 100%. Why it's a voluntary donation. You don't donate to charity, then see the ads that children are still starving, and then go back to charity. I want my money back. They're still starving.
I like that
Honestly.
one. No, you are right.
Respect to them for doing it, but at the same time, again, shooting themselves in the foot. That's just more money that they had to get from nowhere.
Yeah, absolute respect though for going through and doing it. A lot of people wouldn't. And fair play for it.
Cautious.
Personally, what would have made more sense is if they had all the names of everyone.
Yeah.
Give them something special for this game. If this is going to be so much more successful.
Yeah, that could definitely work as well.
And why we've been so open with our marketing. To be really clear, we wouldn't have WARDOGS without Battalion's failure. But if you still don't trust our studio because of Battalion 1944, don't rush to buy WARDOGS. We hope our actions speak louder than words, and you're always welcome to join the fun if you're willing to give our team another chance.
Respect. I'll absolutely respect that comment. More than fair.
Has local VoIP open entirely and disable the text chat. However, there is a line between banter and being a dickhead, and that line can be drawn by the community server admins per server and ultimately by us, the devs. Just for the record, if the devs that got banned from Twitch have to get involved and ban you, it's very likely that you're a dick.
Of course they played with a shock collar attached to them every time they died. Why wouldn't
be the optimal way to experience WARDOGS on PC? With controller support comes the topic of aim assist. This will exist, but only to a small degree. Without it is honestly just comically bad.
They're so all over the place with this. If there is like a lot of people do play with controllers, even on PC, so they should be putting more in work into the controller support, and they should not be putting aim assist. That just makes no sense. If you're saying this is a PC first game, why are you giving controller aim assist? It also just adds more opportunities for cheaters because you've already got aim assist in there.
Unfortunately, there is no game out there that does aiming without aim assist. Controllers.
It just doesn't make sense. Mate, when I used to play on console, I'd always turn the aim assist off. It would pull you around.
There's a slight bit. That's the thing, though, especially with the console controllers. They do have some built-in aim assist to them. It's not much
nowadays, maybe,
but it's so.
If the idea someone wants to play with a gamepad is a deal breaker for you, then don't buy WARDOGS.
Mate, I think that statement's a little wrong. The whole you need knowledge to win, basically. I'm afraid not.
Go on.
Any FPS shooter, someone can come in and all they have to do is just know how a gun works, and they can. It's not even knowing how a gun works; just know how to shoot it, and you can easily kill someone with thousands of hours and plenty of knowledge of the game.
Oh, of course you can. Doesn't mean you're going to win the match.
No, but the odds of you winning the gunfight, 50-50, basically.
Oh, yeah, 50-50. Also depends on the tactics if you're attacking a place with a team, stuff like that, but yeah.
It helps. I'll not deny that, but like, if you're like, someone's just running in and it's a 1v1.
Oh, if someone's running in, you're fucked up from the get-go.
Yeah.
Nobody likes dying. In WARDOGS especially, if you're running in like you're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield, you will likely die to some...
Okay, people are going to think that we've watched this video beforehand. I can assure you we haven't. It's been sat in the research channel on Discord for the entire week. We've not watched it together prior to this.
I already know where this is going. No one ever takes into account desync. They're going to say that running in like you're playing Call of Duty is just going to result in you dying. It's not, because of desync. Someone could run around a corner and be shooting you before they're even fully on your screen. So you could, even if you're holding that angle, you could still very easily lose the fight. And the worst time for the cause of this is usually people who are on high ping.
Okay.
Because they don't smoothly come around a corner. They will essentially jitter around the corner, or quite often just appear.
Like I said, I don't think I play as many PvP shooters as you do nowadays. So I don't experience it as much.
It's so bad. See, it's always higher ping players that make it the worst, and it doesn't make sense because realistically, you have the advantage if you're on lower ping, but only if you're the one peaking then, because you're on lower ping. By the time you coming around that corner and shooting them gets sent to them because of their ping, they could already be dead and none of their shots will register. Unless it's like Call of Duty and they could still shoot you even though on your end they're dead, and then the bullets will still go through because games.
You gotta love latency players.
It's crazy, mate. But it works the other way as well. If they peek you first, it's a very common thing in PvP games. It's peeker's advantage, plain and simple. It's a very known term for me.
Okay.
Cautiously. If you're not willing to learn from those deaths, you're gonna have a bad time. One of the complaints we see from...
All I can think is that South Park episode. You're gonna have a bad time.
Players is that this is your punishment for dying, which creates an entire value vector for alternate roles such as...
this is how you create corner campers.
Instead of an arbitrary respawn time.
I mean, based on the artillery shells, I don't think corner campers are going to have much fun if they stay there for too long.
Yeah, but if it takes you that long to get back in, like people are just going to sit in the corner. Once they kill one guy, they move to the next corner. Artillery, I'm sure, isn't pinpoint accurate. Lands on the opposite side of the side they moved to from where they were originally sitting. Misses them. Another guy runs in. Another one dead to the corner camper. This is how it starts, Roy.
Artillery is controlled by players.
Oh, I know, but again, it's not going to be perfect accuracy.
All you need is one guy who knows nearby and just keep calling it. Just go, yeah, can you just adjust a little to the left? Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Thanks, mate. You just
all right, then
nuked
send
him.
another one just a little bit more to the left again.
Yeah.
Wipe out the entire street.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Thanks.
Timer on your UI like an arcade shooter. In WARDOGS, your respawn timer is instead based on the choices you make from spawn. Should you buy a vehicle or catch a lift? Which vehicle is the fastest? Can you trust that pilot or not? It all matters. How do you travel?
No, never.
How fast you're willing to get there, and deciding the optimal route to get back into the action. Getting from the safe zone to the control zone, to holding on and respawning. Every decision has risks and consequences, with every outcome etched into your account balance. It's your cash, your decisions, your consequences. We've said it before, WARDOGS is not for everyone. So if you can't cope with those stakes, you may want to play something else instead.
Artillery cannon. Well,
Blessing from Valve, WARDOGS Early Access and Supporters Edition is available to pre-order now, and purchasing will guarantee you access to a closed beta on the 21st of August to help you decide if you've made the right choice. You've listened and you've watched. Now is the time to play.
I feel like we've given pretty reasonable points throughout that video. There's definitely some pros and cons to the entire thing. And I can certainly see what they're aiming for. I think it's just going to have to be a case of wait and see how it does. And keep an eye on it in the long term as well. To see if what they've said is actually going to play out, or if there's going to be a mistake that's just going to make it crumble. But it is really up to the developers and what they decide in the end.
Yep.
But yeah, I wanted to watch that.
The community.
Yeah, the community's the other
people are going to play the game.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hate to say this, but given how games are nowadays, it also depends how bad cheaters are.
Yes.
Are they going to be littered with them? Are they going to deal with them efficiently and effectively? Are they going to... Do they have good enough anti-cheat to keep them out at a decent rate? Because it's one of the worst things in online games at the minute.
It is indeed.
Is cheaters. It ruins absolutely everything.
It definitely does. We'd have to have a look, see, and keep up to date with that, see how the cheating is handled, and whether they're doing, let's say, like, do they have anti-cheat alongside a report system just in case they're not caught by the anti-cheat? Stuff like that.
I don't think there'll be. There might be like a button. Is there there's not a kill cam or anything, is there? You go straight into a menu for respawning.
There is a kill cam.
Okay.
Well,
so you might have like a report button there.
Yeah.
Or something, but personally, I think putting report buttons in is not good because you just get flooded. People die once and they immediately report.
Yeah. So I suppose it'll be interesting to see what they decide on that and see how things actually go with it. But definitely something to keep up with and keep interested to see how actually things go in that regard. Anyways, that's that gone through. Sensor Tower. 89% of GTA 6 pre-orders are for the $100 Ultimate. 90% of the buyers on Xbox are the Ultimate Edition. 88.5% on PlayStation. That's fucking disgusting.
Yep. All for some extra microtransactions.
Yeah. So I've got some good news here as well. Simpsons creator Matt Groening implies that a hit-and-run remaster is coming. Current showrunner hastily disputes, but if the first person's telling the truth, yes, please. This is a game I adored as a child.
As long as all it is a remaster and not a remake.
Yes.
Don't change anything. Don't fix anything.
No.
Make it look damn good.
And release it on
keep everything the exact same. Exactly.
Yeah. Like, we're happy with that.
Whatever broken shit is there,
leave it broken.
It was golden. It was golden for its age. Don't change it.
It was a masterpiece. Just fucking re-release it.
The only thing I remember about the Simpsons Hit and Run is driving through the power plant and the big tunnel.
Yeah.
That is it. I would love to get my hands on the Hit and Run.
So, that and actually, I remember the Bart level. You get into the rocket car and you just drove that fucker at full speed. I died so many times. Well, didn't die because you've no death, but yeah, you get what I mean. It was awkward. Arcane's Prey game. Apparently, someone's made a co-op mod.
I have not heard of Prey in many years.
Yeah, well, they made a remake a fair few years ago. Bethesda made it. Well, Bethesda's underlings Arcane. It's actually a good game. People do really like it.
Bethesda's underlings.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's a stunning game. Like, even now, it looks gorgeous. And the game's supposed to be really good. I've always wanted to play it. I've had it installed for a bit now because I'm planning to go and play it. Apparently, as I found out today, there's a immersive sim co-op thanks to a mod. So basically, from what I understand, you just play co-op with a friend, which that's great. All you want is a single-player game turned co-op so that you can just fucking enjoy a story together. Heck yeah.
Precisely.
That's exactly what we're after.
Not that I recall any of it, because it probably would have happened not long after release, but I'm pretty sure I watched Mark play it.
That sounds about right. 4th of May 2017 it released. But yeah, I'm...
That's crazy. That's over 9 years ago, Roy.
Yeah, I know. I feel old. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. And this bit, I just need to mention quickly. So Chris Hansen, we mentioned this last week, where he was on stage and doing the predator catching thing, just seeing if there were any on Roblox, and they found one quite quick, and then got banned. It turns out he's officially been banned from playing Roblox, which is hilarious in itself. And apparently, in the interim of this, the US Senate has opened an investigation into Roblox.
Finally!
I thought you'd be really happy with this news as well.
Finally!
Yeah,
honestly, dude.
I've not really had much negative news this week, other than the GTA 6 pricing, but I don't really care about that.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, the first two pieces was like the main points I wanted. The rest is just kind of a quick glance over. But yeah, I thought I thought you'd be interested in the hit and run because I'm also hyped about that. If that releases, I'll be happy. You will not
imagine we just get what was it? Was it Oblivion Remastered that just got announced and then dropped the next day after announcement? Yeah, I'd love that to happen with a hit and run.
Oh, same. Mate, I'd buy that immediately. No fucking delay.
Hell yeah.
And then Roblox is getting investigated by the US Senate and fucking
it's about time.
Deserved, yeah. I've got no complaints.
It is about time.
But yeah, it's been a different week to normal, but it was because we had two really large topics, to be honest. But both deserve the time, in my honest opinion. And especially the No Man's Sky bit. It so deserved its time, deserved to actually speak about it and all it's done. Congrats to them.
It's just another example of how to do it right.
Yes, 100%.
The crazy thing, right? The amount of updates they've done. Could you imagine how ridiculous that game would be if that was all DLCs?
Oh man!
And I can tell you right now, yes, you can. Compare it to Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to them when they decided to make everything the way it is now.
100%.
The amount that it costs, the review rate, its reputation ruined.
Yep.
Because I know people used to adore Destiny and talk wonderful things about it. I never played it at that time.
I was one.
Yeah. And then they changed it to free to play, and everything was a paid DLC to basically get anything. And it just complete opposite now. I don't. The only time I hear someone talk good about Destiny is because they're talking about it before free to play.
Yeah.
And all the DLC changes.
It was just such a fucking piss take. Unfortunately, that is the truth for it. They fucked it up royally. Actually, I do apologise. There is one other topic I need to mention.
Oh yeah.
No More Room in Hell 2 dropped its 1.0 release, and
a pretty big drop too. They added quite a lot.
They dropped a lot of stuff. I did have a look at it briefly. I've not played the game since, because obviously you and me do play that one. But 72% positive in the last 30 days, which is quite unusual for No More Room in Hell 2. It's usually very low review count and usually mixed. It's still mixed at the moment at 67% out of 6,166 reviews. However, most recent reviews since the 1.0 release seem to be positive.
I have to say, I'm impressed.
There is the occasional, still negative. However, even this guy says, I wish there was a middle vote here.
Yeah. Well, honestly, now that they're in 1.0, hopefully what we can expect to see from them now is just fixes and changes that make the game better.
Yeah. Which is
I'm sure they'll add additional content as well as time goes on, more maps and whatever else, whatever they choose to do. I just hope they don't take the piss and start throwing price tags on top of everything.
100%. I mean, they've already
honestly
with this, but it's
but that's all. That's a few different bits. Like, what's that? Some skins and a supporter pack.
Yeah, cosmetics. It's all cosmetics.
That I'm perfect. If you want to do, you throw in as many cosmetics as you want because they're all optional. I don't care. I have gotten to the point where that is just normal.
Yeah.
As long as that's how it stays. As long as you're not locking content behind a price tag, I don't care.
No, exactly.
Just don't take the piss, though.
Yeah, just stop taking the piss, and we're happy. But yeah,
honestly, I hope to see improvements from them now in terms of player base. I hope to see more people, because as a game gets more reviews and the review positive percentage goes up, the game should get more and more acknowledgement from more people. Yeah,
I mean, in the recent time since they've done full release, it started off just...
I mean, it's a steady increase, to be honest.
Yeah, it went from a couple hundred to over 2,000, then increased to 3,000, dropped in the morning of BST on a Wednesday, which is expected, went up to 4, nearly 5, went up to 6. Each day it goes up a couple thousand, but then we're on 9,000. Yeah. On Sunday, it hit 12,000, which is this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's dropped again at British Standard Time. So in other words, it's Americans that are playing it primarily at the moment.
Yeah, and 10 a.m. on a Sunday, no one's going to be on it, no matter where you are.
Yeah, everyone's asleep and having a lane.
Yeah.
And I can't fault them. I was the same.
Yeah.
But that's everything I've got for this week, sir. Do you have anything you'd like to mention?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Amazing. Well, in that case, thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And join the Discord that is in the description if you want to stay up to date. The Discord's where we pretty much hang, do our usual stuff, and we also occasionally jump in to just play some games. So feel free to ask questions, or even join us if we are playing something random, if we're up for it, and if you're up for it, dependent. Anyways, that's everything. So, thank you all, and we will see you all next time.
Bye for now, guys. See you next time.